And if you're ready, Miakin, we'll launch right into uh your hello self.
Myself. I reckon. Or, well, hold on. If whenever you're ready.
Yeah, go for it.
All right. Hello, self. I reckon. This might be weird, but these Raza folks seem all right. Told me it'd be easier if I made this intro for myself. What with I won't be remembering anything soon. I agreed to this, and I suppose I ought to say I'm grateful for the second chance. I'm not gonna go into that. What with wanting a fresh start. Suffice to say, I got some regrets. Just shooting whoever someone points you at ain't no way to live a proper life. I hope these Raza folks are better, but just stop and think before you pull that trigger, you hear? Maybe think of trying to be a hero, have some bigger dreams than I ever did. End video.
All right. That's good. Short and sweet. We'll go ahead and move y'all back to the action page.
Pressure's off.
That wasn't too bad, was it?
I don't know. I don't do public speaking, man.
Well, I appreciate
All
you
is well.
going outside your comfort zone. I appreciate all
Yeah.
of you going outside your comfort zone. So, as Tulare recapped, you guys are at this moment. They're in the aftermath of the android betrayal. The human agents of Spectrestar had, at the end, had circled around and helped flank the androids with you and finished taking out the other three that you guys had not yet engaged with. Well, had not yet taken out yourselves. Pretty much as soon as you took Robert down.
You want to put some red X's over those? They're making me anxious.
I certainly can.
See his arms light up.
You do have six of your crew, your security crew, that have been critically wounded or killed in the battle. And I'm going to do a real quick roll to see how many of them actually survived this. Given the tension and chaos of the situation and the fact that multiple rounds passed before the first one, I'm just going to make it real easy and roll six-sided dice. Any that turn up a 6 survive. That would be none of them.
I was really about to say, I hope it's more than 0.
I had even considered giving them a 33% chance, and they still would have all died.
Well, fate decrees.
Yeah, no, they were your not quite standard, but they were pretty standardly trained security personnel that had hired on to work on a Raza ship. They're just, I hired this guy for security. He didn't have any particular qualifications, unlike your named NPCs, who have all demonstrated a little bit above and beyond in some way. And so they just weren't prepared for androids who can literally get shot with a laser and then fire back as if nothing had happened, with no pain reflex, no particular fear of getting hit again. They, of course, still try not to get hit, but you can't just shoot him and then hang out because you know that he's flinching away in pain. No, it is raising its weapon and shooting right back at you.
I mean, in fairness, if that's all it had been, we might have been okay. But there was that one pretty-looking android with the plasma cannons for arms.
Yes, yes, and there's also him and his beautiful android face.
Sonny,
Well, not anymore.
Sonny, can we get Oogie some attention under the concussion protocol?
Is you pointing towards Oogie?
Yeah.
He's fine. He's always like that.
Even so.
I don't think Oogie hit his head at all. I think he's just got gigantic burn wounds through his gut.
So delirious with pain. Got it.
Yeah. And swarming with painkillers.
I could have sworn there was a headbutt somewhere in your fight with the android, but either way.
No, there was.
was there?
Yeah.
That's right. I forgot about that. Delightful.
Sonny is preoccupied with checking the other security now that the action has died down, to see if any of them live. And it's as you go about your business, it will be a grim sight seeing her turn heads and draw eyelids down. But right now you've got 6 androids plus Robert, clearly a step above the androids. A crane that is not working, but has your
Several of us still in it. In fact, the next order of business is explaining to somebody telepathically that it would be really nice if they could get him and this Juzo guy and Moses out of the crane at some point. That'd be great.
Yeah, once the threat is over, Amaya's gonna fix up the crane.
Okay. As Amaya is going towards the crane, this Spectre Star guy, the one that you saved from from the water, comes rushing up to her. Izya is still in the boat. And then he watches her walk past towards the crane. Does she react to him at all?
Izzy's on the crane.
Boat's in the crane.
Down the lift. Yeah.
Yeah.
How you holding up down there? Is you? Archibald's gonna yell down.
I mean, I'm not very enthusiastic about heights, but this is fine. I think I think this Juzo guy is not loving it.
Oh, Juzo is very busy on the phone. Does Izya speak Japanese?
Oh,
Sengoku?
No, but I speak telepath. So I do if I want to. I do.
Do you have enough
Well, let's see. I've telepathically contacted, what, 2 or 3 people? So yeah, definitely. I've got 5. I've got a bunch of effort.
No, I
Let's go ahead and make
thought you had
contact with them.
contacted a lot more than that.
Nope, it's been rotating around.
Right, but
Bob
the
Down,
contact
Vicker,
is
Sally at one
for
point.
spent for the day, isn't it?
Scene.
Oh, you
I
have
have the
Facile.
upgrade.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I've got 1 left to talk to telepathically contact this guy. It's probably the last of that I should do.
All right. Well, he is frantically on his compad, explaining what has occurred to someone on the other line. There's not too much detail. I mean, it is just him explaining. He does go in a little bit of. Sounds like he's been given some instructions, and of course there's the yes sir, and I will give you more.
Hey, I'm just gonna flagrantly eavesdrop.
Yep, I will give you more as we proceed up top. So you've got a broken crane, you've got Izya and Juzo and Moses down in your pond way at the end of that crane. And a handful of Spectre Star Technologies agents and non-combat specialists. Kind of looking at each other about what to do about the androids. Turning back over there. So, What I heard is that Amaya is tending to the crane. What are the others of you doing? And Izya is eavesdropping. What are the others of you doing?
Oh, just as a reminder for everybody, I'm 100% sure that Tally's father is on the way to arrest all of us, like now.
Wait, what? How the hell that happen?
That's a conversation you can have with Izya.
Oh, lordy.
You guys have a combat. I'm going to go ahead and keep the plot moving down here with my mind powers. I was playing Marvel United yesterday, and I took Professor X, and I was almost as useless. It was great.
Great.
What fun.
No, Marcus is going to make sure Oogie is, more on his feet than he is now.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Oogie's technically unconscious for 10 minutes unless somebody stims him up.
Does Marcus have any lift?
Of course he does.
Okay.
He has one lift, and he...
All right. I thought you did. You've got the double heal on that, right?
No.
Oh, healer 1 only?
Yeah, just heal level 1 right now.
Okay. That is still enough to bring Oogie out of fragile.
Yep, you are at 9 HP. As I use my lift.
I think I'm at 10, right? Because I gained 1 naturally,
Well,
and
that's
then...
sorry. That's after 5 minutes.
Yeah, it'll be after 5 minutes, and that basically takes the place of the one that you would have gotten after 10.
Okay. There we go. So 9 hit points. That's not bad.
The most important part of that is you're not fragile anymore.
That's right. All the blood rushes to Oogie's face as his circulatory system is driven into overdrive by the lift. He comes up spitting and sputtering and incoherent for the moment.
Yeah, Max is just looking him over, making sure there's no, a more permanent.
His eyes are super dilated.
Okay. I'm gonna put dang, hang on. I hate that tokens ever fall behind other things. I have to bring them to front all the time. Alright. I'm gonna put Amaya over here as represent working on the crane, and she is joined by a couple of the Darkstar specialists who are going to assist her if she allows them to. They come over and muttering about that storm still coming in, and people are very quickly batting down and shutting up all their shops here. And ask how can they help. Does Amaya turn them away?
Turning them away. They're a little bit too antsy around Spectre Star right now to let them get hands deep in that crane.
Okay. They respectfully back off. Sorry, you were gonna say?
Yeah, I was gonna say the in character the exact wording used is you can help me by staying 10 feet back so I can work.
They do that. Hartman will assist Amaya. Hartman doesn't have any technical skill, but can hold heavy things when they need to be held. Make it easier for Amaya. Izya is eavesdropping. Marcus is tending to Oogie. Oogie is being tended. What is Archibald doing?
Actually, getting really annoyed at my headset right now, which is really flaking out.
Oh no.
Oh, aside from that, I felt like probably just on watching out for any more suspicious activity, checking to see if there's stink eyeing any androids if I can identify them.
Okay. Well, then let's go ahead and get a quick fix check from Amaya. No bonus from Hartman, but you can use any skill, any attribute you want. Except Charisma. Sorry. As
How do we log into the site? Give me just a second.
no worries. Oogie and Marcus.
Yes.
The Spectre Star agents that assisted you in taking down the last 3 androids over there, are unless you want to interact with them, they are giving a little salute and looking for a retreat.
Max ain't gonna stop them.
Okay. Oogie.
Oogie is just gonna kind of mutter to Marcus, "Don't they know that once the Spectre Star catches up with them, that their lives ain't worth a damn?"
I'm sure they'll find that out.
I
They're
certainly recall
adults.
having offered Specialist Bob
Let
a
them
new
deal
job
it
at
with
some
it.
point here.
Okay. They don't go too far, but wow, that's a roll. They do gather their own selves as the security agents, and a handful of specialists that will go with them. Bob Dallin is over there still kind of not seen to Tally, but is far away from Amaya, but looking down at the crane, just kind of keeping an eye on things as they come up. And you know what? To anyone that has a notice of at least 0 and has good visibility, sorry Izya, but Izya has the telepathic context, so he's fine too. Dallin is puttering around. Confusedly.
Specifically, I have telepathic contact with Bob Dallin.
Yes, I know. I do remember that.
Yep. Hey, Bob, what's going on up there?
Oh well, your security is fine. The black one. Your spear girl is fixing up the one. He starts giving Izya an account of what is physically happening up here.
Okay, well, that certainly, that all sounds right. There's no sign of anybody else coming?
Oh, haven't heard anything. Oh, do you think I should go look?
If Tally's fine.
Yeah, I'll go look at the street. That's a good idea. And Specialist Dallin scurries off to go get under the box. Yeah. Bam. To look down the main street. Amaya, the winch is fixed up, and it can be reactivated. It's a little bit jerky initially, as it gets the chain links regrooved, or however those things work. And then at the bottom, Izya, Dallin, and Moses, and Suaya. Sorry, not Dallin. Izya, Moses, and Suaya all feel a jolt as the crane kicks back into action.
Seems like we're moving again.
Mr. Suaya, are you using the other telepath abilities to read him, or are you just for language?
For right now, I'm just making sure I can speak Japanese.
Okay.
I don't have any reason to be suspicious of this guy except, generally. So.
Okay. Okay. You would get the emotional states for free if you think Izya is taking the effort to look at that at all.
Sure.
You know what? Let me roll for him. Okay. He is calm. There's the best emotional read that Izya gets from him is that this is a situation, and the situation is proceeding, and now has a plan. It is proceeding according to that plan. And that correlates to many of the yes sirs that Izya has heard, as well as some clarifying directions repeated by Mr. Suwaya. It seems like a plan has been created that involves all of you guys. About halfway up, he hangs up the phone, hangs up his call, and sits quietly and waits patiently for the lift to bring him the rest of the way up. I think I ran over someone. Was anybody else saying anything as I went through that?
No, I just muttered something. Don't worry.
Okay. Yeah. Once your pond wave finally reaches the top, Juzo steps out, steps off, and announces, as Izya and Moses are still getting out of the boat, that all Raza and Spectre Star Technologies personnel will be taken aboard the Sword Garden and should await transport.
This is the Shogunate ship.
Dallin, still at the edge of at the very edge of being able to hear Jizo, Izzy registers a little bit of distraction, and also a little bit of excitement, and he reports back over to Izzy. Dominica Point police are coming down the road.
Thank you, Bob. I will look at Specialist Juzo and, in Japanese, tell him the cops are coming.
He repeats back to Izya in Japanese, so only
Okay.
Oogie and Marcus can understand him now, and Izya. He says they will have no authority here.
I sure hope you have a persuasive explanation for that to provide to them.
It is by order of Major General Natsuma.
I understand you're persuaded by that.
If they attempt to interfere, you will cut them down. And he says
I don't-
this
Son Goku.
in Spacer.
Oh.
That seems rather unlikely at this point.
Where are the Spectre Star technologies?
We haven't seen any other sign of Spectre Star agents, right? It's basically after we wait, what are the agents doing? Because those are the human agents, right?
Yeah, I'm going to remove these here real quick and put these guys over there. They have gathered among themselves. They have not fled the scene entirely, but they have gathered among themselves pretty much at the other end of this little sellers or fish market court. If I were to give you a better description of the scene, you're in what would normally be a bustling open space with shops and shops and touristy places lining the perimeter. You had this gun battle using the various bits of cover that those shops offer, the crates, the goods, and the walls, and perhaps even this crane from which the pondway dangled. And they are hanging out at the far end of that. Probably draw better than I can describe. Oh. These are the kind of docks things. It looks like an AI drawn hand.
Or some people's human drawn hands.
Or-
Wait, you need one more for it to be an AI one. So
Yeah.
Too many fingers.
Very, very good, fair enough.
There we go.
And this is kind of what this whole area looks like. It's not really very well to scale, but it's a ring of merchant and touristy interests with a large open courtyard for people to walk back and forth, and this goes out to the main road. They have Spectre Star have taken up a position on the opposite side of this. Gosh dang it. See, why can't tokens always be above drawings? That's annoying.
You can, if you right-click the token, there should be an option to move forward.
It is, but I don't want to do them one at a time. So I'd rather move them
Yeah.
one at a time and then bring them all to front.
Ah,
Anyways, they're all over there. And,
Clarifying question here. Where's the hardware that we recovered? Who has that?
some of that is well, actually, sorry, all of it was in the ship in your pondway with Mr. Suwaya.
Okay, so it is secure for the moment.
Yes. Yes, it is. There we go. Just one big pile over there.
Lovely.
And you guys are somewhere around here.
so presumably there's essentially, if we have cops coming down this way, there's pretty much only one way, right? So it's
Right.
pretty well dead-ended.
There's streets over there. Okay. It goes off into other sides, so you are not trapped here. If you guys wanted to beat feet, you certainly could beat the cops coming down down the road, at least onto one of the side roads. And you know they're not a particularly high-tech area here, so they're just going to be on in cars, on feet, or on scooters. In fact, now that it's getting closer, you can hear the sound of high rev scooters.
Sounds gooders. All right. Well, Izia, what do you think the response here should be to local security? You seemed concerned about us being all arrested for some reason. Only
We will walk away from Juzo to have this conversation.
Oh, well, by the way, was it Juzo's basically just was that his wipe mouth to get in the way? Is that the cops that he was talking about? The local.
Yeah,
cop?
he appears to want us to fight the cops.
Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, I was just clarifying that.
Now I could be, off in my assessment of the situation, but I think we don't want to do that.
No. I don't
Seems,
think that would be well advised.
Yeah.
I got Spectre Star as an enemy here, right?
Right.
I'll need
Not
more.
a good idea. Yeah. So I think we're going to have to surrender. But there's a reasonable chance that at least one of us is going to be delayed getting out of here because Tally's father up on Everest Station is very unhappy with us. I miscalculated.
Well, what's the consensus then?
Well, if we can get back to the ship very quickly, that seems probably right. But maybe somebody else has an idea.
I mean, if we don't want to fight them, we can still beat feet, right?
So more scene-setting questions for you, Dexter.
Mhm.
We just barely beat the storm here, but I presume that the storm is starting to roll in over Dominica Point now. Is that about right?
It looks like it is threatening to. Yes, there's a wall approaching Dominica Point that will be here. What is it? Oh, you know what? I was about to ask Oogie survived, but he has no idea about storms, except for what he's seen here. At least storms like this.
Well, he knows they move.
Sure, he's figured out that much.
It could be here anywhere from 5 minutes to 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. The speed at which Oogie did see it moving, it could be here in 5 minutes.
Oogie manages to get himself up to his feet, and he points up at the approaching wall of clouds. Izia, I don't think we're getting a drop pod through that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah.
Then we're all about to be arrested.
So we need to get off planet sooner rather than later, otherwise we'll. What do shuttles go up and down in the middle of a storm? Probably not, right?
You'd need a very determined pilot and people who weren't in need of medical attention. And Izja gestures vaguely at, Sunny and etc.
The other injured, yeah.
Right.
Well, it sounds like we don't want to hang around for the local authorities then.
Yeah, probably not a good thing to wait on.
Any suggestions? I'm out of ideas.
Well, I don't see that we have any reason to distrust. So why we so far as I'm aware, we ain't on the bad side of the shogunate. So
I mean, 15 minutes ago, we didn't have any reason not to trust the Spectre Star either.
Well, we had plenty of reason not to trust him. It's Spectre Star.
Other than giving us the spectacularly bad advice to shoot the police, no, I don't think there's any reason we should mistrust him.
Well, we'll hold off on shooting the police then, right?
Now Oogie points at Izia and taps on his head, and he goes, "Now that's advice that I can listen to." And tapping on his forehead meaningfully because he knows why Izia thinks he can trust this dude.
Wow.
He seems sure the situation is in hand. He also seems sure that the police are a problem. I don't really know what to do here.
Speaking of,
Fleet
Juzo
police.
is simply overseeing the transfer of the recovered computers and black box and equipment from the pondway onto solid pillar. And that's why he has not joined you for this conversation. Otherwise, you're pretty sure he would be up at your business. The business of that equipment is more important than you right now. And that's an impression that Izya gets.
And it seems
It's
like
okay, I
Spectre
agree with
Stars. It seems to me like Spectre Stars forfeited their rights to said equipment.
Yes, probably. I do think we should try to find Bob a new job, though. He's been very helpful.
Yeah. I'm all for recruiting Bob at this point. Even if he is clueless about Spectre Star's true intentions.
You also have a Moses standing here not knowing where everyone went. He's actually kind of wandering around the androids and looking at them.
He's just gonna be a lost puppy, isn't he?
He is a lost puppy, yeah.
Can we keep him?
That one's up to you guys, but Specialist Bob is... I feel good about Specialist Bob.
I feel like it's fine to bring Moses along too, but you know, it's whatever. I do think we need a decision sooner rather than later if we're gonna try to flee the police rather than fighting the police.
With what?
Is Tally conscious?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tally and Omikawa are both conscious, but
Fragile.
yeah, they're fragile. They're in pain. They are definitely not at their best, but they are mechanically able to do things.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say like if I don't know what's Tally's take on us fleeing the police in that sense.
Pro, I suspect? Let's find out.
Yeah, or can Tally just talk us past the police again?
So Marcus had one dose of lift that he gave to me, and you would imply that Sonny also has a dose of lift. Should you be giving that to Tally?
I did say Sunny has a dose of lift also.
Mhm.
Yeah, she can. Someone will have to have a quick make a quick argument to her why she should use that dose on Tally instead of Omikawa, since Omikawa is the chief of security here.
I believe our concerns are less about physical security as they are about political security at the moment.
Right this second.
I think our concerns are very much political at this time.
So I understand that, but chain of command. Sunny's argument is less is more along the lines of the instructions are pretty clear. You bring back the highest ranked personnel first.
Well, on this
Right
planet,
now-
Tally has a bit extra authority.
In the medium
Alright,
term,
that's-
getting back is going to be a lot easier with Tally conscious.
All right. Well, one of you make a talk charisma check just to see how Sunny takes the argument.
You got that, is yet?
Yeah, sure.
Look, Archibald's not the worst talker, but he ain't the best talker either. I guess I could help.
Yeah, that'd be fun if you want to use a different skill than talk.
Perform?
I'm pretty sure that gets it.
You could use perform if you want. It doesn't have to be necessarily
look.
a social skill.
Yeah, I've got a 0. Okay, I'm not helping.
Archibald's just sitting there going, yeah, what he said to everything that Izzy says.
Yeah.
Sunny
Archibald
gives
thinks he's the hype man in a Vine video right now. It's not helping.
Look, he's not quite hip with the kid stuff. He's trying to.
Sunny gives Izya the kind of look that well, without Izzy looking into it deeper or thinking about it deeper, which he certainly could, is grudging acceptance of the argument.
No, that's okay. I'll take that.
Okay. And she administers her lift to Tally.
I'm gonna say, don't make me use authority here. That's a really bad use of authority. Been saving that for the cops.
All right. Yeah, Tally is up and able to give. Well, is no longer fragile and is able to give an opinion, and she shakes her head. I don't think I can talk down the cops. They've arrested me before.
I'm beginning to suspect they've arrested me before, too. So I don't think we're getting out of this without being arrested, but the question is what happens afterward at this point.
Well, I say that's why we flee the scene, right?
Well, that's certainly one approach.
You said that you called my father and told him what happened?
Yes, I expected it to go better than it did.
Well, then we're being
I'm sorry.
arrested to be taken to my father. It's not
Chances
the worst
are.
thing.
I will point out, and I just sort of wave over at Juzo, I don't think your father wants to alienate the shogunate.
I don't know what
You know him
mood
better
he's
than
in.
me, but it seems unlikely.
No, I don't know what mood he's in.
Bad. I can tell you that much.
He's usually the voice of reason in the council. Or one of them.
Well, then let's hope he reverts to type. He seemed very angry when we spoke.
Tally looks up at the storm, and she gives you her assessment that yes, a pilot could get in. That it will get more and more difficult the longer it takes for a pilot to come down. And essentially says that whatever Juzo has as or has been told is an extraction option is not off the table yet. Give this storm an hour, and we might be here for 2 weeks.
And that's my concern. I don't really fancy rain for 2 weeks. I imagine he does like air quotes because around rain.
No, overall, I think this could work out for the best if we just wait and try to talk our way out of it, quite frankly. I don't love the idea, but I don't have any better ones. Running won't help.
Is her dad on planet, or is he?
He's
Not
on
like
the Everest station
Everest
unless
station.
something has changed.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if we're gonna be taking to him. I guess it's off planet. That's my main concern.
I mean,
It's only a
Tally's on the
little off
planet
planet.
now. Did he come down
it's-
with her? Is the question.
He did not.
So either way, we're getting off the planet. Just
Yeah, I
whether
think we're
we're
gonna have to wait for the cops.
Is
that cut out real bad.
Yeah, you're breaking up there, Nux.
any better?
Yes.
Need better towards the
Okay.
end.
I just don't think that we've gone planet for 2 weeks.
You
So I,
broke
like,
up
don't
again,
want
but
to
it,
be on planet.
yeah, I think that's what he said. What they said.
I think that's getting ahead of ourselves. It would be a bad outcome. If we leave, other people get to decide what happened here. If we stay, we do.
Well, Vector Star Technologies would
suppose.
like to rejoin the conversation. Where's my agent? There we go. There's my agent, not a specialist. one of the security agents comes over and you can see him walking across this empty plaza right towards you, um, and as you're also looking around and out from this circle, the few buildings that rise a little above it, and what you can see from down the road, you can see that people are throughout the whole city are batting things down. Everyone is setting up to receive the storm, and he comes over and raises his hand as he gets closer. You can see that he has unholstered and left his weapon behind.
Go ahead.
What is our plan here?
I'm just saying, Archibald, just get off this planet. Either way.
Darkstar has lawyers, right?
Of course.
Call them.
I've already been in contact with Inspector Kai.
Oh, sorry. I muted my sound.
Okay. Well, in a moment, I gesture vaguely in the direction of the scooter noises.
I heard those.
We'll find out what the authorities have in mind.
We have an agreement with the United Imperial Shogunate.
Right.
That agreement does not include being arrested and having someone else rifle through the contents of what we found.
Then I think you should hope that the Shogunate's lawyers are very good.
You're just going to, wait and be arrested?
I haven't heard anyone with a better idea.
Okay. Yeah, he waves and the others start coming on over.
I mean, as much as I'd like to make a legal argument that they can't arrest us, we were just involved in a very public firefight on the docks, of which there is probably recorded security footage. I don't think we can very well avoid a claim of probable cause. But we might be able to claim diplomatic immunity? Maybe?
Again, I think this one's going to have to be sorted out by the lawyers, because anything we do apart from surrender is only going to make it worse.
Okay. Bring these guys all back over here. So it sounds like you are waiting for the Dominic Point police to approach. Dallin is on your guys' side. I'm gonna move you guys all over here.
So Oogie's gonna call over to Suwaya Juzo. Hey Juzo-san,
Hey.
we're not feeling too inclined to fight with no police. We think it'd be better if we let them take us into a nice cozy police station, sit down for a cup of coffee, and talk about this like gentle people.
I have orders from Major General Natsuma.
Well, listen, if you think
And they
that
are?
they're going to let us go when you say his name, that's fine. And if you want to carry out those orders to fight them to the death, you may be my guest.
And it sounds...
We move on orders from.
What was that, Knox? Move on orders from what?
I said we move on orders from General Rao.
Well, but now
Hey,
he knows I know what his instructions were. How sad.
General Rao. In deferment to the honor bestowed upon General Rao. I will concede to the wisdom of your decision and report every mistake to Major General Natsuma.
Only one way to find out if it was a mistake.
Um,
We got multiple people need to go to the hospital. You know,
Yeah.
like really, it's not going to get better.
It doesn't take long for the Dominican Point police to finish arriving, and you know, when they do, they look perhaps as perplexed by the situation as you do. They of course make everyone put their guns on the ground, or at least try to. They tell everyone put your weapons on the ground and step away. Does
Archibald, honorary medic, keeps his med kit firmly attached.
Oh, yeah, of course I showed up my med kit.
Is anyone refusing, not complying?
I mean, what weapons do I mean? We have Amaya's concealed spear, and I got my concealed weapon. Does anyone else really use any?
I
overt
guess you guys
weapons?
don't.
There's
got
a
a pair
very
of-
real chance that apart from whatever we took to the sea dig, Izzy doesn't even have one.
I mean, Oogie's got a pair of powered gloves that are pretty cheap to replace, I think. So
Did none of I know that Archibald did take a Ichabine. Did none of the rest of you take an Ichabine?
It's a pretty safe bet I took whatever
I mean,
was around.
yeah,
easy to handle.
I'd certainly drop that, but you know.
Aquabine, I mean. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's weapons on the ground, from both sides, and the Dominican Point police are looking at all the androids. Some of them are seeing an android for the first time. It's obvious from their expression, and some of them are seeing a dead person for the first time. With your security over there. And they don't have vehicles with enough capacity for you. They are very, very much outnumbered. And the one that looks most ostensibly in charge just looks up at you guys with bewildered eyes.
So we basically just tell them what to do and take us in. Right?
Well, what do you want to tell them to do then?
So we want to be all gentlemanly about it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Izzy starts walking these guys through how to arrest a person in enormous detail until they get annoyed with him.
That's pretty quickly. They take a little bit of umbrage to an outsider telling them how to arrest, and make a point of saying it's how many people there are. Didn't get this report.
I guess their police funding is not very good here.
And then finally, another one steps forward and says, "We'll just take Tally then. Talasia."
Mm-mm.
We're staying with Tally.
Yeah.
There were a lot of ways they could have gone with that, but that one's wrong.
He taps his ear. And a Parison.
Oh.
Peribson.
I raise my hand.
Yes, you are under arrest. And
You don't say. I think I
Look.
was explaining that to you a moment ago.
looks around at Tally, and Miss Morant, you must come with us. And she shakes her head. Nope. And they get into a conversation in Islandese about what the heck they do. How do they arrest this many people? How do they arrest Tally with this many people? Until you hear. Well, what did you hear? Yes, it's very close. You hear the scream of engines and parting the storm clouds that are overtaking the city. Two drop pods come hurtling down to the street past this courtyard, and you can hear some building damage out there, and then two loud whomps on the ground.
Juzo-san, those yours?
Hi.
Mr. Police Officer, sir, ma'am, I don't know, whoever it is. I suggest that this whole matter be resolved by you remanding us into the custody of the provincial government. And he points at Juzo-san.
Make an admin charisma check. That to him sounds like an amazing idea, and he tells the other guy who's apparently been in contact with council member Moran's office to report that the shogunate has exercised judicial authority over a League of Autonomous Worlds member, and has taken all members prisoner.
And Oogie makes a little bit of a dramatic nod to all this. He raises up his hands. He goes, Juzo-san, we are under the mercy of the United Imperial Shogunate. Please take us into custody. We promise to cooperate.
That cracks the slightest bit of a smile from Chuzo. And he steps off in front of you guys and awaits the approach of whoever came down in those drop pods. The Dominican Point police do scatter off to the side. Your Spectre Star technology folk gather up the androids and the parts of the androids and put them in bags. While Sonny and Hartman get your fallen security lined up as well. It's a grim parallel. The robots, the androids that can be rebuilt and rebrained to remember everything that they just experienced side by side, with a gulf, with humans, security guards, some of whom you never even met, you never even knew their name, never even met them on the ship or crossed paths. But to stood and fought and paid a price for getting you to safety. And contrasting all that, the flare of, yeah, I'll just say it sounds like a flare. The flare of it sounds like little jet boosters and a trio of people in bright red and yellowed power armor. Basically leaping towards the center of this little square thing, this little courtyard, with excuse me, with weapons in hand and looking around and assessing the situation. Pretty sure they came from those drop pods. Juzo bows and tells them that everyone is compliant and will walk into the transports.
Any chance we could get that hardware and take it with us?
By hardware, do you mean the androids or the stuff recovered from the site?
The stuff recovered from the site.
Yes. That is the first thing that Juzo is pointing one of these power armored guard, security, whatever they are, to recover. You bring with them.
Okay. That's what we're here for. We'd be ashamed to leave it behind.
Yep. And two of the power armored folks help to carry that off, and the other one escorts the lot of you, carrying your own fallen and your androids, their androids, over to a pair of drop pods that crashed into the street. The street is not wide enough for the drop pods. They've caused damage. But with unless there are any adjustments or objections to being herded onto drop pods with more of these power-suited, power-armored guards standing at the ready, then herded you are. And once everyone's on board, all the equipment and the androids and the Lost are on board, they close up, latch onto the walls for stability, still standing there watching you with void carbines, not trained on you, but at the ready. And you're given instructions in both Sengoku and Spacer to buckle in. The trip back is going to be turbulent. And it is. They take off. You hear more scraping of grav tank armor against wood and Instapanel construction or Cereplast construction, designed more to deflect and withstand storms than hard composite alloys. And then you're hurtling back up through the storm and into space. It is a about 15-minute journey, and at this point I do feel like I've been talking and roading this rail long enough that I want to hear some interactions from you guys. What's going on? What chatter is there? What's happening?
I mean, Archibald is just, I'm just glad we ain't gonna be stuck down in the rain for 2 weeks.
Oogie's
Water
got
coming
his.
from the sky is not right.
Oh, it felt kind of nice though, didn't it?
You end up missing it after a while if you've been used to it.
No, thank you.
Well, that could have gone better.
It was kind of novel being someplace where being wet weren't a luxury. Scary as hell down at the bottom, but
I mean,
I tell you what is, yeah, I see the appeal.
Well, the appeal of a water planet?
Oh, I could get used to it.
Poop on
Hartman
I mean, it's not,
listening in. Oh, go ahead, Ben.
I mean, it's not too bad for me, but them storms and whatever it was that attacked us out there, I'm gonna take a pass on that.
Oogie holds up his hand and he points to the, like the little webbing between his fingers, and he goes, "I didn't even know it was possible for this to not be chapped."
I mean, need more moisturizer then.
You think I am a landlord?
No, but do I need to prescribe you it now? Like, is this something I'm gonna have to do for you?
What are you talking about? Like, you gonna tell me to wear perfume next?
I mean, I wasn't going to say anything, but
Oh no.
like you said, you do get pretty dry, but sometimes really sweaty.
Yeah, Oogie laughs and then he grips at his ribs where where he got blasted by plasma cannons. Oh, don't make me laugh! Ow!
Sonny shoots a glare over at Marcus.
Well, glad to see you're in better shape at least.
Hartman, who has been listening in, and looks like she's been on the edge of her seat with a question on the tip of her tongue. So are the aliens?
Didn't look like it.
Oh.
No, sadly not.
That's a bummer.
I mean, it'd be cool as hell, but no.
I'm sorry I got your hopes up.
What was it then?
Time travel.
Oh. She looks a lot less impressed by that than, if it were
And
aliens.
she should.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus is going to take the literal route. If he still has his equipment, it's going to show him just look, this is what they're made of. This is when roughly they go back. Not quite alien, unfortunately.
Aliens could look human.
That is true.
But then how would we know?
Exactly. We'd have to look at the chemical makeup of them.
Did you find any artifacts?
So many we couldn't count. I don't know.
But they weren't of an alien make and nature. Just
Right. That's the time travel.
I mean, define alien make. What, like different shapes, sizes, material, what?
well, yeah. And Hartman starts going into the hows and whys and perhaps some conspiracy theories, theory thinking about why an alien arrowhead would look different from a human arrowhead. If aliens were to use arrows. That kind of argument. Why their tools look different.
We didn't see any tools that look different. Wait, we didn't see any tools at all.
You saw very, very human culture tools.
Okay. Sorry, Asta. I don't know what to tell you.
Sometimes it isn't aliens.
Sometimes it just isn't aliens yet. But it could have been aliens. But it wasn't. Though, for all we know, aliens caused the time travel.
Still a technical possibility, although I'm more inclined to believe Spectrestar caused the time travel.
Via
Considering.
aliens. But yeah, that's more likely.
It's too bad. I was almost hoping they'd arrest us.
Uh, at that, Juzo joins the conversation. You still have opportunity to be arrested. Mr. Council Member Marant has repeatedly insisted on being put through to you.
Oh, me specifically.
Yes.
Well, I'd be happy to talk to him.
I have declined his request repeatedly.
I
You-
can't begin to understand why.
You are not under his jurisdiction. Tally mutters, that's just gonna make him even more mad.
Well, on the one hand, no, I suppose I'm not under his jurisdiction. You've got that right. And on the other hand, maybe he'll have something interesting to say.
You want to be put through.
Sure. Sounds good.
Put on the display for all of our entertainment.
If he'll let you.
It is not his choice.
You know, Juzo, I wasn't very fond of you while we were on the boat, but I'm coming around.
There's another very slight smile there, and then he kind of leans over to the cab, as if he needs to talk through the wall. He doesn't. There's comms within the drop pod, and tells the person to go ahead and put Council Member Garland Morant on the central display. You know exactly where Juzo is referring to because he reseats himself and orients to watch that display. And says to all of you, we are about 5 minutes from our destination, so it will be a short conversation. And on screen is a man that very easily looks like he could be Telesia Morant's father, or Tally's father. He looks pretty furious. But he sees on his side the lot of you and focuses where Tally is on his screen. She gives him a little wave. Hi, Dad.
I wait a minute and see if he knows who I am by sight, just out of curiosity.
He spends a minute of his time sharing with Tally. He knows he's public here, so he's not being any he's not giving any private details, but he says the fatherly things. I'm glad you are safe. Your mother is worried sick, and your sisters miss you. All the good things. And Tally responds in kind. Send them all my love. Tell them to go out after the storm and collect the jelly clams. They make the best jelly. They share a chuckle at the pun. Because the clams actually are jelly on this planet, of course. And after what the more insightful of you can roll a wisdom notice check. After that little bit of banter, Council Member Morant does turn his gaze toward Isya.
I will roll that notice check.
Go ahead. Oof. Archibald recognizes a hollow quality to it. These aren't two people who are terribly fond of each other and expressed in heartfelt salutations. These are people going through emotion with minimal attachment.
Got it.
And looks over at
All
Izya.
tied up, Councilman?
You, Izya Piripson of the yet to come.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Scavenger, scam artist. And he looks across all of you, including the power armored shogunate in the back. You are in the presence of scum.
That's
Focus.
a real strong.
Focuses his gaze back on Izya.
It seems harsh.
It is.
Especially for a man who just helped save your daughter from killer robots.
Killer robots, no doubt. Brought there by your actions.
I just give a really confused look to the other crew members.
You accepted this call willingly. How come?
And as Oogie is questioning why Izzy would have accepted this, Morant starts going on about how Izzy had cheated him and other council members of their money with fraudulent art.
Because I don't remember doing any of that, Oogie. I wondered.
Probably a better way to have gone about it, though.
as you're having this calm, collected conversation, he is raising his voice and screeching about how he was accused of corruption because he
Look, we just
brokered
fixed
the
your
deal.
dad. We just had some, a very intense combat. This is really nothing.
Oh, this is pissing him off even more. And
So,
now he's
Councilman, I should tell you. I really don't remember any of that. I'm not making fun of you. I've found something else to do with my life. So has your daughter.
What you have found to do with your life is sit in prison for as long as you live. I will see to it you are remanded back to Everest Council and my authority to imprison.
Is is his anger and everything seem genuine as what? I guess.
Yeah. This seems he has got a lot more emotion in this than he did in talking with Tally.
Yeah, interesting. So really, he's only wanting to arrest him because he doesn't even probably even care about Tally nearly dying, aside from maybe political implications. Interesting. It's like you seem to feel real strong about this. It seemed like you'd have other concerns, more important concerns recently, but what do I know?
So, all of that to the future where it belongs, Councilman. Can I ask you a question?
What?
Has anyone ever seen my crew? I haven't, in quite some time.
He goes back to yelling mode. You are the first of the yet to come to return after your he has much more demeaning words than I do. But yeah, he tells you that Izzy is the first of the yet to come to have ever set foot back on Everest Station, ever since selling them the collected reimaginings of Thomas Manaz. Oh, and here's the first part of his rant there. Um, and
I just kind of try to keep him talking as long as possible.
well, by this point, you're within seconds of reaching the Sword Garden, and Juzo cuts the call.
That's okay.
It tells you that the safe docking of the drop pod to the Sword Garden is more important than our daily dose of Gaijin rage. Even though Morant isn't white.
I mean, it's foreigner, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm white, so I always think of Gaijin as white, but you're right. It's not. It's just foreigner.
A lot of times it is.
A lot of times it is. Yeah.
Anyways, so this guy's basically just pissed off that Asia cost him quite a bit of influence and political power.
Yeah.
And money, it
And
sounds like.
none of us, and it's like none of us really can really commiserate or sympathize with that at all.
Well, Callie can a little bit. She looks embarrassed.
I don't even remember.
Oh yeah,
doing
that's her
this.
dad yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
I mean, my inclination is to take his word for it. I'm just saying.
I mean, it is, but what are we supposed? What are we supposed to do about it? We got more important things to do now. We're bigger than this planet now.
As
And our
as the
egos are
call
inflating.
as the call ends, Oogie gives Izzy a playful punch on the shoulder. See here, I thought you was all upstanding and respectable. You're just a scoundrel like the rest of us. Welcome to the crew.
You know, I don't even know if that's true. It seems to me that the councilman has what you might call a unique perspective on the situation.
Oogie just pushes him. Shh, shh, shh. Embrace it. It'll make you happier.
Okay. So your drop pods dock with the Sword Garden, and it's a very quick and efficient process, as one would expect from a well-oiled drop pod, well-maintained drop pod. Oh, excuse me. And then you and the Spectre Star technologies in the other drop pod are all escorted into a well, you're being escorted towards what looks like a large communal cell.
Ooh, nice. Not going to be cramped at all.
No, yeah, there's plenty of room for all of you. It's high tech. It's not exactly. It's not bars, that would be keeping you in. In fact, to anyone who doesn't know the more high-tech holding facilities, or wouldn't recognize more high-tech holding facilities or urban structures, this just would look like a big room with benches along the sides and tatami mats on the ground. And one side is there's only one door on one side, and on that side is a row of windows, floor to ceiling.
What's behind the windows?
Behind the windows are benches, a large room, and tatami mats. Sorry, the windows are in place of bars, cell bars.
Oh, okay. I go find the most comfortable looking place to sit.
Does anybody put up protest to effectively being imprisoned?
I mean, do you allow us to recognize it for what it is if we want to?
Yeah, if you think it's in character, then absolutely. And I will also say that it doesn't necessarily just have to be in character from background. It's entirely possible for you to have seen this same kind of setup at Raza. You know, Raza's high tech also.
I mean, Oogie is going to bow to Juzo and say, Juzo-san, the comfort of your brings honor to you and your daimyo. And then he walks on in and lies down on one of the benches.
Okay. Roll me a perform charisma. Okay. Juzo stands and receives Oogie's compliment there and gives him a bow.
Shits and giggles, Max is also going to fuck with the guards and trigger his identity submersion trigger and pretend to be, someone who's like, what am I doing here? Oh, I was only going for, a trip on my boat.
Oh, no.
I've been kidnapped. What's happening? Keep that up for like half an hour before getting it to auto go off.
The guards are very unsympathetic. You're probably gonna get more of a reaction from your own crew than the guards.
Probably.
So
it'll be a laugh.
So as you guys are being ushered in, Marcus appears to forget who he is and why he's here. Thinks he's being kidnapped. The guards, I should clarify that you're no longer being escorted by the by guards in powered armor. They're just in regular red and black uniforms now. But they continue nudging Marcus in, or if he is resistant to the nudging, will more firmly move him inside.
Okay.
Did he get hit in the head? Anybody?
Sonny comes over to Marcus. Did the drugs finally kick in?
Is this during or after?
This is during while Marcus is while Marcus is being more forcefully pushed into the cell.
So I'm curious, and this is maybe a question that you can't answer at the moment, but if Izya is in telepathic contact with Marcus, when Marcus initializes this trigger, what happens?
That is a really good question. Was Izya in telepathic contact with Marcus?
Izya has a blanket policy of not being in telepathic contact with Marcus if he can help it.
Okay. We'll answer that question later then.
It's just a terrifying place to be.
No good has come of it so far.
My initial inclination is to say that it cuts off telepathic contact. That's just an initial impression, but like I said, we can explore that a little bit later. For now, Sonny, whose bedside manner leaves much to be desired, is now trying to trying to calm Marcus. Has he let himself be ushered into the cell?
Would have put up a little fight, but would have accepted it.
Okay. Yeah, Sonny will certainly try to discourage any fighting. Or not, no, not full fighting, but would have tried to discourage the any sign of resistance, and draw him along the side so he's not too far, and try and push him to sit down.
I think the persona would just be upset at that time before the time elapses.
Okay. Well, Sunny is going to Doctor Hover over him for some time, trying to figure out what has happened to him. One of you want to roll me an unskilled skill check for Sunny? Suppose I could just do it. I should have Marcus do this. Ben do this.
What do you want me to do? I've got Sunny's sheet open.
Go ahead and roll a skill check, but she is not proficient at this.
Where's the skill button on these? Jeez.
Top right. It should be one of the little square buttons over there.
On the top right.
Sunny is trying to demand that somebody bring her a a bioscanner and her, med kit and all that.
Couldn't she just take the one off of Marcus's belt?
So not medkit. She's asking for bioscanner, which I think they would have put to the side. Sorry, I did jump through the whole putting into a cell thing real quick. Any kind of devices that you had, as well as weapons, should have been removed in that process.
Okay, so they are in fact treating this as actual custody rather than sort of a performative thing.
Juzo has, after Ugi's bow to him and compliment to the facilities, has informed Ugi quietly that this is just for that it is a formality, and that once Major General Natsuma can pardon everyone, then which is also a formality, then you will not be in custody.
All right. So Oogie would be at least a little bit familiar with UIS law at this point. Are we entitled to a phone call or equivalent?
No.
Oogie is going to request one nonetheless.
Okay.
Basically, a text pad. He's not asking for much. A text pad and the ability to just send a status report to his captain.
All right. Nox, would Amaya have let the party know of the message that she sent?
I would have gone through this channel. If you guys can hear me at all.
Heard a little bit of that. Can you repeat it? Okay. Nox is typing that. Give them a moment, and okay. So yeah, Oogie has been informed that Amaya did report. That's not to say that he can't do the same, but if that was his only concern, is just to make sure that your ship knew, then that's already been done.
Okay, in that case, yeah, Oogie would not make a fuss about it.
Okay.
He's not going to spend political capital on unnecessary things at the moment.
Okay, fair enough. Sunny does not get her bioscanner. Um, her manner is not polite enough to be given a slightest consideration. And so she just kind of tries to make sure that Marcus is not hurting himself.
Nah, just more annoyed, pissed off at the situation they're in until, timer ticks down. Keeps pleading with them, saying, look, you've got the wrong person.
Then he comes over to the rest of you. What's going on with him?
I really don't know.
Oogie opens one eye and kind of peers over at Marcus, ranting and stamping around his part of the cell. I don't know. You think this is stranger than usual?
Yes, he's not on anything. He's not on anything serious.
Oogie scratches his head. I don't know. Marcus is pretty weird even when he's sober.
Perhaps he was less enthusiastic about being arrested than the rest of us.
Sonny sits down, mutters, "Don't do drugs, kids." Yeah.
Oogie points to an injection site wherever Sonny jabbed him earlier. Coming from you, that's rich.
Those are life-saving drugs. Without that, you'd be dead.
Oogie grins and point taken. Thanks, Doc.
You're welcome. Alright. Is there, you guys aren't, kept here long. It really is a formality. Is there anything else, any other scenes that, play out in this cell?
At some point, she's going to have to apologize to Tally, but I think she's already figured out this was not what was intended here.
Does Izya wants to make that apology while you are in a glass cage?
No, it can probably wait a little while.
Okay. Well, before long, the five of you, as the mission team, is about 20-30 minutes, actually, right around the time that Marcus's some identity submersion would wear off, are brought out alongside just one of the Spectrestar Technologies folk. Oh, two of them. One guard and one specialist. And
Now, when you say that, you've got Moses Baird and Izzy Peribson over in the Raza personnel, and Dolan. Are they all being counted as Raza for this purpose, or?
I mean, I sure hope I am.
well, Izya is, yes.
Did I say Izya?
You did.
Moses. Who's the other person? Oh, maybe. Oh, I was looking at Juyo. It was overlapping with Juyo.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess Baird and Dolan, are they being counted as our people for now?
They were separated to, well, sorry. No, you guys are all in one cell. They were taken up in the drop pod with Spectre Star Technologies, but they've kind of migrated over to hang out with you guys. And it's not like the other Spectre Star folks are like, sitting in a circle 10 feet away from you. They just haven't integrated with you. They're sitting nearby. They just not enmeshed.
Sorry, let me rephrase the question, because you were implying that we were being withdrawn from the cell.
Mm-hmm.
The Raza people and these two Spectre Star people.
Yes.
Which group are Baird and Dallin with?
Oh, I gotcha. The question is a matter of my miscommunication. It is not the Raza people. It is just your team, the mission team.
And
So,
also one person from Spectre Star.
You guys.
Right.
Yeah, plus the two people from Spectre Star. Let's make some more boxes. Or just one big box. Come on. Stop fighting me, roll 20. Roll 20 did not stop fighting me. This will have to do. Damn it, roll 20. Why are you...
Why are you like this?
Yeah. Okay. There. Finally. The five of you, with the rest of your crew left behind, and with alright, the rest of your crew are left behind with Spectre Star Technologies folk, and the five of you, plus two from SST, have been taken out of the cell. Tally, of note, has been left in the cell. And Juzo escorts you down the ship. There's a recurring theme here. There's a lot of black in use in this ship, and a lot of the motifs. Of course, things are made visible. The walkways are a darker gray. It's just kind of a very dark and ominous styling of inside the ship. And you are taken into a largish conference room where Izya at least recognizes from Perry's visions, those little flashing imagery that he had, a kind of a swath of color. That swath of red is painted across, not painted, lit across the wall, in stark contrast to the black around it. At the end of a circular table, is a shogunate woman, high rank by the medals that she wears on her uniform, and the goods taken up from the archaeology site are arrayed on the table in front of you. They don't look like anything has been done with them yet, but they are here for all of us to see. One other person has joined yours, already here with you, and that is a person that I think Izya would recognize as Inspector Kai, just from mental images that have flashed through Dalin's mind.
Is the woman the major general?
She is.
Okay. Could you give me her name?
Yes. Moment here. I have a lot of notes here, so scrolling. There you go. That should be in Lohikal Echna, but that's fine. Oh, I might have shortened it to cop for so it wouldn't take up more than one line in my notes. So, whoops. Looks like I should have been referring to her as Major General Shimomura, not Natsumi.
Probably.
Oh, are you following the traditional? I wasn't sure if you were or not. So, surname first.
Yes.
Okay, so in that case, minor retcon. Oogie would have had the sense to be calling Juzo Suwaya-san.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
You kept referring to him as Juzo, kind of in the sense of using somebody's last name as you frequently do.
Yeah,
and so I assumed that was his surname.
It's still an odd thing. I mean, I understand it and I totally want to respect it, but it still does not come naturally to me. And I very nearly made a blanket decision that no culture gets to do surname first and then first name, and then I'm like, yeah, that's kind of disrespectful, just because I can't figure it out. So yeah, I struggle through it. Okay. And she definitely radiates an order an aura of uh menacing business, um which was another impression that Izia had gotten from Perry. um it's very clear to Izia that this is the person who terrified Perry into just he stopped going out on the sea on the show. He stopped going out on the sea. He stopped going out on trips with Corey, and he refused to talk of the find with anyone after meeting with this woman. We are right at 1 o'clock. You guys want to take a quick break?
Yeah, I need some water.
Okay.
Yours.
Yeah, seems like a good time for a break.
All right. We'll go ahead and come back in 15 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and jump back into frame. You are in a room decorated black, with splashes and lighting in red, with General Shimomura? Dang it. Shimomura, yes. Shimomura Natsumi, um, at the ostensibly the head of the table, although it is circular. And yourselves, one security and one of the specialists from the dive, and Inspector Kai at the table with you. uh, Mr. Suwaya also takes a place. I don't have a token for General Shimomura, but just say that she is with Juzo. And he bids you all take a seat. Is Marcus himself now?
Yes.
Okay. Um. Well.
One of these days, he's gonna spring something on us after you trigger that thing for half an hour.
I think that was Ben's hope.
See, Marcus just he remembers what happened, but he's not going to say out.
So, Natsumi looks across at everyone. What's happened out there? Someone tell me this story.
We went to go and find some place. We found the place.
Start from the attack.
Oh, you mean when the androids just started shooting at us, along with the crazy dude?
Yes.
You know, with the can for an arm.
Leave out no detail.
Okay. The cyborg man and the androids began shooting down at us once we, I don't know, got to a certain distance towards shore. That's when we decided to defend ourselves. There's not really much to say on that fact, from my perspective at least. We simply defended ourselves from whatever ordered them to do it, as the other personnel didn't really get involved.
We are getting a little bit of something from your microphone over there, Knox.
I will mute.
All right. Such a quiet track. So Natsumi is obviously she's looking for more than that, and I don't want to make you try and recite from memory combat details which were already being abstracted. So, do you want to try and relate more than what Marcus has said already? More detailed, more nuanced. Sorry, I made it sound like there was more to it. Do you want to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Oogie will step forward, bow. Shimamura-sama, I presume. Upon our return to the pedestal city, it seems as though the androids received some additional orders that the human personnel did not. They turned on us and seemed willing to sacrifice their own, presumably to secure access, and he gestures to the hardware on the table, to this, in breach of the contract formed between the three parties.
Okay. All right. She is still asking for more tactical information. You know, actual as much detail as possible. And so, like I said, I don't want to necessarily make you try and recite all that in character. Do you?
Does she ask any specific questions?
At this stage, the most specific she is asking is for clarification of details already given. So, you know, when Oogie says that the androids turned and attacked. She wants to know when, exactly where you were, and how they attacked. She's trying to build a mental picture of all of this.
There were two of the Pondway boats that were being hauled up via the winches. As soon as the Pondway belonging to Spectre Star reached the top, that seemed to be the turning point.
And do you have proof of your claim that they intended to breach this contract?
I mean, aside from the fact that we had an agreement of cooperation between the three of us that ended with a firefight up at the top of the winches, not much. Maybe if we could reconstruct one of them androids and poke around in its head, it might have some more information.
My technicians are working on that.
Say we can't prove that there was an intent, but we can prove that that's what happened. We have video.
I mean, what about the person we rescued?
Which person? The Moses?
I think it was Moses, right?
Yeah. I'm done here.
Yeah, they could attest to it.
I am not asking this other person. I'm asking you.
I know, but, it's got to bring facts to our situation.
That's a high wall of scale.
What was that, Nox?
Prove the intent is a high wall to scale.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
I mean, we can't prove why they breached the contract, but the contract definitely did state that there was to be agreement until these devices here were analyzed to the satisfaction of all three parties. Opening fire on us was definitely not cooperating.
Oh, 1 second here. I should have read all my notes before resuming here. So I'm gonna abstract this a little bit here. I think I'm not clearly indicating what Natsumi is looking for. Natsumi right now in this meeting is just trying to rebuild the battle. Any proof of intent would be, of course, good, but right now she's just trying to rebuild the battle scene for scene, and correlate it to as much of video as you guys have. And so, if you think that any of your characters have an ability with that, a skill or an aptitude with that, then I'll take a skill check. Otherwise, we'll just put it to the agent over here.
I think Knox was trying to point out that the fancy goggles on my MA record video, and at least some of us were wearing them.
I forgot about the secure tech. Yes, I was wondering where the video was coming from, and thank you for reminding me. Sorry about that, Nox. That is a detail that has just trashed about, and gotten lost in everything else. So yes. Well, on that, then
I
I'll.
will point out that further, if the general really wants to see what the combat looked like, I can provide a extremely confusing but fairly comprehensive view from multiple viewpoints. It'll just take a while.
Okay. We'll go with the cameras first, because there's something else that is going to happen regarding Izya there. Let me go ahead and still roll this guy. Not bad. On hearing that there is video footage, Natsumi is surprised and notes that she did not that there was not any indication of armor with video recording capability reported to her. You tell her where the video recording, basically tell her about the secure attack. Okay. She says that this meeting is then adjourned. She has heard from the SST agent with some additions from the specialist, and they've given an honest enough accounting of it. And she says that she will take these accounts into consideration as she reviews over the footage, and asks you to tells you that we will re-adjourn in a day. Okay. She accepts Amaya's help to or offer to help with that. She also tells Juzo to see that our guests have acceptable accommodations, and when she stands up to leave, he bows low and scrambles to his feet to bow low.
Yeah, Oogie follows suit.
Okay. On Oogie following suit, the security agent and the specialist from Spectrestar also follow Oogie's example. Anybody else bowing?
Seeing everyone else, Marcus will.
I guess we're gonna talk to Bodwell awkwardly.
Okay.
It's more of like
Like,
a Marcus looks around to left and right, sees people bowing, it's like just the same.
Well, that's what we're doing here.
He looks sideways for people to come back up, and he does the same.
Okay. Natsumi leaves the room, and Juzo looks over at you. I will see you to new accommodations. You do not need to return to the cell. And he does. He escorts all of you. Well, he escorts you back to the cell, first of all, to gather everyone else. They're already being released from the cell by guards over there. And you meet up, and you are still in shared accommodations, but it's not just one big cell. You've each been given a... Not each, but you are being put into rooms for 4. If that makes sense. You're being put into rooms of 4. You may divide yourselves up however you want. It's not terribly important unless it, for whatever reason, it becomes important, and then we can divvy. It's clear from the manner that you're being escorted that you're still here under orders. You're still here at Natsumi's orders. It's like you're still prisoners. You're just not being treated like prisoners. You're also allowed contact with your ship, at which point the 5 of you getting settled into one of those rooms. Actually, we'll just include all of you. You're all in a room getting settled in, and Elena is calling. There goes that.
Hello, Elena.
Is Thank you for status update. Is odd situation. Is everything's okay?
Close enough to.
Okay. Good. Don't know if Hedgehog could mount boarding action to recover mission team.
Even if it could, it's probably not the best idea.
Agreed. Councilman Morant from Everest Station has advised that Hedgehog is locked down. We're not docked to station, can leave at any time, but is told some legal entanglements.
He is apparently an old enemy of mine in addition to Tally's father, so I apologize.
Is information that would have been good coming here, but...
I agree. The terms of my employment, however...
Understood. Some things, some problems come up. It's good to know. Well, there's not much else can do.
Does Raza have a lawyer? Like the whole organization?
Oh yeah, lots of them.
They should call him, or her, or them, or whatever.
I hate to break it to you, Aura, but the mission team has a lawyer, and it's Oogie.
No, I know that. Ordinarily, you don't call the lawyer who's currently locked up for the crime, though.
So Iggy's the type that would represent himself in court, huh?
I think he is.
If Oogie starts trying to get us to sign documents in blood and assert that actually we're an illegitimate person created by the state,
oh no,
then I will definitely need another lawyer. But for the
I
moment,
don't think Oogie's a sovereign or a sovereign citizen.
I mean, I think he is, just not by the Earth definition.
So yeah, Elena, after that status update, wishes you guys luck and tells you to keep her informed. Your Oogie's request for medical attention, for medical accommodations, is granted. And since none of the Spectre Star folks were injured, all right, thank you, Nox. Then Omikawa, right, Tally got the lift, so that's why she's not included. Omikawa, Sunny, and Oogie are put in a med bay, much to Sunny's annoyance, and she looks accusingly over at Oogie.
But I typed that wrong. Tally. I meant Tally.
Did you mean Tally? Okay.
I'm sorry. I typed the wrong name.
All
Name
right.
that ends in Y.
So many people.
Sorry. I'm not actually sorry, but I'm sorry.
Well, and especially Sunny and Tally, their names are phonetically structured the same.
And Sunny isn't very particularly sunny.
There.
Okay.
And you wonder why I'm resisting Izzy.
Then yes,
That's
Omiko.
actually an even better reason.
Then yes, Omikawa, Tally, and Ugi are taken to medical accommodations, and it is just as high tech as one would expect from a society who has insisted on using the most modern TL4 technology. Um, they have now that you're seeing more of it. The Shogunate has gone to great lengths to have everything new and shiny, at least as far as TL4 is concerned. They're not
Okay.
trying to make things TL5, but
But how does that compare to our luxury cabins back on the Hedgehog?
That's an important question.
compared to your luxury cabins on the Hedgehog, the
It's a hospital.
Yeah, the Sword Garden is sterile. It is a military.
Are you suggesting that our luxury cabins are dirty?
Yeah.
Probably yeah.
All right, start taking notes, Oogie. That's actionable.
What? My luxury cabin doesn't have a dedicated cleaning robot? What?
Multiple dedicated cleaning robots, like 3 of them.
Oogie and Lily Grace have made sure that Oogie's cabin is dirty.
Izya gets a call from Suwaya Juzo, from Mr. Suwaya, to meet only Izya.
I'm happy to go meet him or anybody else, really.
All right. He is Izya is escorted to to Natsumi's office, and she is just sitting behind a desk. She looks less imposing and intimidating, and much more of a in a much more casual manner.
I don't suppose I sold you counterfeit art too?
No.
That should be a relief. What is it I can do for you?
I need you to I need you to pry into Kai's mind.
I don't know that I'm going to have the level of success you're hoping for.
What will assist you in this?
Undoing roughly the last year and a half of my life, from the sound of things.
I can't do that. What can I assist you with? How else can I assist you?
What is it you're looking for? Let's start there.
I have much greater trust in Raza and the special mission team of yourself, and she names off the other PCs, than I do of any Spectre Star agent. And Inspector Kai is amongst the least trustworthy. At our next meeting, simply peer inside. Anything that you find, report to me after the meeting.
All right.
I do not know how telepathy works in detail. I leave the specifics to you.
I can't make you any promises. Sometimes it doesn't.
And what... Describe to me when it doesn't. Can you try harder?
Often no. Sometimes people are just not receptive. I think I was better at it once.
She asks Izya kind of the kind of questions that someone who has the most basic explained understanding of telepathy would ask, but in mechanical terms, she is ultimately trying to get at the information of can he try again? Can he force it? Basically, yeah. That's ultimately what she's trying to get at without really knowing how to get there.
The answer is no, as far as I'm aware. If
Hold
they
on.
make their saving throw, they made their saving throw. I'm SOL.
For that scene, yes. Yeah. On a successful save, no form, blah blah blah, can be used for the rest of the scene.
Fair enough. It hasn't really come up for Izzy since he woke up.
Okay. So does he not inform her that he could try again, like say an hour later, or the next day, or whatever? Where I'm going with this, Aura, is if it will accommodate him, she is willing to put off to basically keep you guys coming back to meeting after meeting until Izzy can get in.
No, I understand that. The question is, does Izzy want to do that?
Okay. So what does he tell her?
I can try again after some time has passed and their mind is cleared.
I see.
Ordinarily, people get suspicious if you detain them for a long time. Sometimes they think about different things after a while.
Then let us hope that his mind is clear enough the first time.
I suppose we had better.
You can't do this on a brain that is dead, can you?
No.
Hmm.
Only a working mind has anything to reveal. It's really more like overhearing a conversation. For me, anyway.
Natsumi takes a somewhat more casual, conversational approach instead of trying to uh, basically secure details that she wants to hear. She starts inquiring more about telepathy in general. Is Ugi willing to kind of engage in that
I'd be
conversation?
delighted if Hoogie wants to explain, but I think you mean me.
Do you mean Izya?
Oogie would be delighted to offer her any information he has about telepathy.
I'm sure it is copious and detailed.
It's one of those two things.
Which could it be, I wonder? Izzy is perfectly happy to explain generally that he's been a telepath for as long as he can't remember.
Okay.
And for him, it sort of is really more a matter of not indulging the reflex than of turning it on.
She does inevitably ask if he is able to see her thoughts.
I haven't tried since I came in. Honestly, this might be a shorter conversation if I had.
That is a good answer. We will meet again in an hour. And she motions for Juzo to take his back to his bunks and all that. And if nobody's doing anything while you're uh, looking at your sparse but still very nice accommodations, there's a actual bed here, not just tatami mats.
I mean, if there is the opportunity to do it in that hour, I would be very interested in trying to find out some more details about what Tally's father was complaining that I had done. But I suspect this may not be the time.
Well, there is. You've not been denied extranet access. And since you would only need to be connecting to Everest Station for any kind of searching on that front, it may be much easier than is you would expect.
Looking for records, or news stories, or really anything.
Okay. Well, apparently it was quite a big political to-do that the art put into discussion chat the collected reimaginings of Thanos Manus were fake. It was the reimaginings were sold as a collection wherein the well-regarded artist defaced his own very valuable space/land contrast. He called them horizonscapes with a single solid geometric shape. There was some variations. Sometimes it was a shape with a border, but always had something to do with black. There was always black in the shape. Turned out to be fraudulent. Apparently, Manes never defaced his works in such a way, or never reimagined. That's there we go. Spell check. Never reimagined his works in that way, drawing a black bordered triangle between the horizon of land and space, and some expert analysis that occurred after that whole fiasco revealed that the geometric shapes, while integrated into the shadows and lighting quite well, were turned out to be actual defacing of actual numbered original duplicates. So it would be like taking the Mona Lisa or a duplicate, an original duplicate of the Mona Lisa, and drawing a mustache on her and saying that Mona Lisa was Picasso, right? Oh no.
No,
and,
that's Da Vinci.
and saying that Da Vinci wanted to recreate the Mona Lisa with a mustache. And that's what was sold and created this big political scandal. There were other smaller things, but that was the one that got attention.
They believed that? That's crazy.
They did, yeah.
Wow.
I mean, telepathy?
That's, I don't want to rule that out. Let's put it that way. But dang, that's very silly.
Cheeky, I suppose.
Okay.
I have more questions about that, but they are not the kind of questions we need answers to right now. At least now I know what he thinks I did.
Okay. Fair enough. You are escorted to another meeting. And this is a meeting that Natsumi is ostensibly holding to decide how to best manage this betrayal of the contract that was made between the three parties. And she starts with asking Inspector Kai directly if he had any hand in the orders that androids received to betray and attack Raza.
I'll get right to it and make telepathic contact with Kai and try to figure out
Okay.
whether they are lying or not in a moment when they answer.
All right, and as Izya mentioned, it doesn't work on everybody, so let's go ahead and... Holy shit! Well, Kai is resisting Izya's efforts. He informs her quite insistently that this was not instruction from him, that he had no idea what was going to happen, that was going to happen, and was as surprised as the poor, unfortunate crew of the Raza, or not crew of the Raza, personnel of Raza must have been when laser is fired. He goes on to express his deepest remorse for the security lost, and that Spectre Star Technologies, in investigating the faults of their androids, will also prepare in his words, what is inadequate for the loss of a life, but is basically just a compensation package.
Fault in our androids. New book. I'm calling it.
Oh no, our androids don't quite work. Oops.
Oh, what do you mean our androids go on murderous rampages with very clear intent?
Well, he does address that and beseeches Natsumi not to release any details about that until Spectre Star Technologies' investigation can be completed into this rogue incident. Says that Spectre Star Technology androids are reputable and pass all inspections. This is absolutely an anomaly.
Sounds an awful lot like they're working under someone's orders. You say they're claiming, oh, our androids don't malfunction. This makes no sense. It makes perfect sense if they weren't malfunctioning.
We've never had a malfunction problem with our androids. They work great. What could possibly have gone on here?
Yeah. Natsumi accepts this and says that she will let Shogunate technicians work with Spectre Star technicians to make sure that they can extract as much information as possible from the androids. The inspector tries to argue that they have facilities on the Spectre Star Technologies ship that they'd be able to, perform those functions much more easily, and that the androids should be taken over there, and gets a resounding no with a question of can that equipment be brought over here, which his answer is, of course, no.
It's proprietary.
It's integrated into the ship. Is basically it's basically part of their workshop. And so, unless any of your characters have anything to add in there, this meeting is at an impasse.
Oogie is going to interject. It's for the best, Inspector. After all, think of Spectre Star's reputation. You wouldn't want accusations of a conflict of interest to tarnish this investigation, now, would you?
Of course not. That is a most excellent point, sir. And thank you for correcting my misguided thinking. Inspector Kai is obsequious. It seemed at first that like that was just aimed at Natsumi, but in his response to Ugi, nope, nope, he is just like that. Amaya is asked to be included in. Sorry, let me start over. Natsumi asks Amaya to assist in trying to extract the information from these androids.
To my out of character knowledge, this is a thing that isn't really possible without the person that's in charge of the androids.
Uh, you can still get data from regular androids, but remember, it's basically just destroying them. It is literally taking them apart and trying to access communication logs from the comms. You can't pull information out of their brains as easily, but there's uh little things you can do to try and get stuff out of. Let me put it this way. It's mostly corroborating than actual received instructions to kill Raza.
Okay. So I guess the response there would be that there is a destructive process that will pull logs from the androids.
Natsumi says simply, the androids are already defective, they must already be destroyed.
So you have it.
Yeah. After the meeting, Natsumi pulls Ugi aside. Well? Not Ugi. Gosh dang! Izya!
Oh, no luck, man.
Then we will meet again tomorrow.
I couldn't tell you how much I look forward to it.
Unless anybody is doing anything particularly interesting, I'm happy to fast forward through a bit of this, or continue to fast forwarding through a bit of this.
You probably should.
Yeah, fine by me.
Okay. For all intents and purposes, they're also trying to pull apart the black box and the computers to see what was on those. So that is ongoing at the same time as well.
Generally, we have a very marked interest in this.
Can we get the information from the black box and computers without taking those apart?
No, that one's not really.
Okay. So, yeah, then help will be offered. And whenever there's time to set up that feed, Amaya's going to do so.
Okay. Over the next day, multiple meetings are had with mission team and the designated specialist and agent of Spectral Technologies and Kai. So Izya is given 2 more chances to try and dig into Kai's head. Does he?
Make them. Yeah, fine. Make some more saving throws. He either fails or he doesn't. This is not.
Well, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't stepping on your toes. Izya could, of course, refuse if he wanted to.
It doesn't really seem like a good move. So.
All right. I should also have noted for Ben's information that Natsumi, well, for everyone's information, Natsumi is also accompanied by another person in these future meetings. Marcus recognizes this other person as a higher level Medisign. not higher as in, I'm just trying to say not level 4 medicine, but a high-ish level of medicine.
Okay. Well, they'll know if I'm trying, I suppose.
That's true, they certainly will. Okay. In another one of these meetings that they're not explicitly killing or wasting time. Natsumi is able to make each meeting relevant and have an actual point of clarification of something or another, and she is also able to report, or one of her functionaries is also able to report progress on getting data out of the computers and the black box, as well as the androids. Um, and it's at the point where Natsumi is able to have someone report, or Amaya might be able to report this if you want her to, Nox, that the androids that you've been taking apart did receive an order immediately before they attacked. They all received it at the same time. Um, The communication was determined as logged as a local communication. Um, it the information you have is that it was a local communication, effectively on a local comm line, but was not on the Dominica Point comm grid. It was a private comm line. It was not a broadcast from a starship. And Izya, once Izya is able to see into Kai here, um, he's before you even start asking, interrogating, not interrogating, before you even start getting to that part where you get to read those surface thoughts, the reason that he gets his save, Izya is sensing apprehension. Um, it's not intense. It's not giving any kind of that single word or image related to it. But there's obviously something more than being trapped on a shogunate ship that's um, bothering Kai.
Okay.
Yeah. Once Izya is able to read thoughts, he discovers the source of that apprehension that uh, almost at the forefront of his concerns is he does know that special instructions were passed to Robert because he passed them to Robert.
Okay.
There's a sense of a little bit of a romantic sense that accompanies this, not between Kai and Robert, but between Kai and the person that gave Kai the instructions to pass on. I've actually forgotten how limited level 2 is. Is you could certainly try and massage a conversation to get a better read on that, to try and bubble some of those surface thoughts to the not surface thoughts, some of the underlying thoughts to the surface.
No, I think I'm just going to go ahead and recommend it to the Shogunate folks that they look into his personal life, because he definitely did it.
All right. I think, unless any of the other team are objecting to Izya having private meetings with Natsumi after their meetings, then she will continue to handle it that way. And she takes this information from Izya. Do you know if he knew the instructions that were passed?
Was that clear to me?
He did not.
Tell her no. Now, I know he didn't. There.
Why can this not be simple? Whose head should I remove?
Someone he was attracted to. Like I said, you should look into his personal life. That much was clear.
Thank you for your service, Izya.
You're welcome.
Alright, Izya is released to the crew. Any scene or interjection before I move on to the next little bit?
No.
Alright. I'm gonna keep this car moving right along its rails, and Natsumi comes to visit all of you, gathers you all into a single room instead of whichever four you've decided to bunk together. And she is accompanied by the Metascion. And stands imperiously initially, and then relaxes a little bit. I am uncertain which direction to go here. I come to you for advice.
Decisive action in uncertain times seems to be our specialty. What can we do for you, Major General?
What we have found, and she details back out the she even though you've just heard it recently, she goes back over the transmission. She reports on the difficulties of getting that same information or getting anything from Robert. How there seems to be something corrupted with the same data techniques, same data extraction techniques that they've used on the other androids. Everything seems to be corrupted on him. There's just no getting it. But based on recreation of the scene as you guys helped with the video, as you guys did with the video, and the very very accurate and to several decimal places split second timing of receiving that communication, as in like several digits, and one or two of the androids were a single number off. Her best guess is that the communication came from Robert. That wasn't needed, that guess, because she reveals that Izya has confirmed Kai passed instructions along to Robert. She is...
So basically, he was the commanding officer of his little android coup.
Yes. It provides a very convenient excuse and secondary transmission of secondary orders that SpectreStar technology can deny.
Possible deniability.
I have looked into Inspector Kai's service record, and It seems he was most recently crewing on a ship with Portia Lynn. I believe you are familiar with her.
We've heard of her.
She was captain of the Raza for Jairao.
Right, and I hear they had a bit of running with Portia as well.
My options are this. I can provoke an attack from Spectre Star Technologies and destroy them. I can make an unprovoked attack on Spectre Star Technologies ship and destroy them. And report what needs to be reported. Inspector Kai can disappear until we extract every piece of information from his brain. Sniveling brain. My tactics are a blade. Do you have any alternative suggestions? And as she was saying that, her tone and countenance took a dark turn. Again, kind of falling back to those terrifying visions that Perry had of her.
I've got an alternative.
Yes.
Cut him loose. Let him think he got away with it. And then follow him. And see
Same
where he slips
suggestion
up
I would have
next.
made.
What was Izzy's contribution there?
Same suggestion I would have made.
The Shogunate is not known for its stealth operations, and even those unknown, those stealth operations that are unknown, are not in Lohikau Echna. It would take time for me to muster them.
I guess we're not much better equipped right now, are we?
No.
Hmm.
I do not want to create a diplomatic incident for current Emperor Tajima and most likely future Emperor Tajima to resolve.
I'm sympathetic, but I don't know that you have any other choices that are practical. I will mention, I suppose, that as far as I can tell, some of the other Spectre Star employees might be more than willing to do that errand for you. Whether they'd be any good at it is a separate question.
I mean, we out of character. We also have another Raza effort that we could commit here if we think that Raza would have resources that could be devoted to this task.
Right, that's
all
the
you gotta do
thing.
is follow and see who he makes contact with. Get your proof.
Yeah, but he's not
Shouldn't
going
be
to contact him if he knows you're following him.
Right. Well, that's if he knows. Exactly.
Right, that's why you need something that can actually, follow without being noticed.
I mean, that sounds like the type of thing that the Raza resources can be used for.
It is, actually, yeah. If that's a direction you want to go instead of Natsumi's very bloody options.
Seems more likely to pay off.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
the other not murder everyone option is the Raza just has access to like QEDs, not many of them, and I think it would be a waste to use it here, but it is an option. We can literally pull out all of the memories that he has.
No,
Yeah,
no,
they're-
X card.
Yeah, that has been
also
X-carded.
very difficult. Very difficult.
Seems like overkill, quite frankly.
It,
why
it doesn't
that wasn't
really work
worth
that
it.
well. I don't think it works that
It's an
well
option,
anyway.
but it's not a good option.
Because it's a whole other thing even accessing those, so it's not very useful.
Yeah, and in respecting the X card, I'm going to say that Raza has basically determined that they don't have enough of the QEDs that they're willing to put any of them to something that traditional techniques could use. They're
On a
ramping.
mission team resource.
Yeah, they're ramping up for what they believe to be a much greater Vega threat, and so all QEDs are going towards that right now.
So for several good reasons, that's not happening.
Yes.
Yeah.
I honestly think having the guy followed is the way to go. If we actually want to know what happened here.
That's what I'm
Spied
liking
upon,
that.
or whatever other options you have in the space future.
So, then the question becomes, okay, fair enough, Nox. Do you want to simply leave that as something for the Shogunate to figure out and solve, or do you want to spend your mission effort to putting Raza resources into that?
Okay, I'm going to answer your question with a question. Other than satisfying our curiosity, what do we stand to gain if we put resources toward it?
Well, information. In addition to satisfying curiosity, information could lead to other missions. I don't have much more of an answer than that, to be honest.
I mean, presumably it leads us to some tip on who knows about this time travel anomaly thing. If we're assuming that Spectre Star is to blame, learning more information about who higher up in the organization knows about it could give us leads that are interesting, at least in that regard.
Yeah.
No argument.
I think the only real answer there is curiosity and information, whichever direction the information goes, whether it's confirmation of a time travel plot or confirmation of aliens. It's going to be you'll get some information about why the androids turned and attacked you, despite this contract and who all's involved.
Okay. Well, let me be explicit then. My goal since we got involved with Spectre Star has been to get out of this mission with Spectre Star intel.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a realistic possibility here?
Yes, it is.
Then I'm all for it. We should definitely spend some effort putting on following these guys. Intel is how we get shit done.
It has been, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I may have made Intel too powerful. I'll be looking at that in the future.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, if the gameplay loop here is we engage in missions to acquire intel that we use to then ultimately secure the objectives,
Right.
the fact that we are not personally securing the objectives just means that we are more the intel acquisition team.
Yeah, no, I was joking. I was making a funny at my own expense.
And I actually need to step away for a moment here.
Okay.
You're telling a guy who's played a fantastic amount of XCOM that he could get more things done.
Yep, the hours spent. Yeah.
Right.
With the long war mod, of course, right?
No.
Oh.
I'd much rather start over. Long War is tedious.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Try something different. Phoenix Point is actually pretty good for that too, but boy, you really only want to play that once.
Okay, so it sounds like that's two on board with the mission effort. Nox, Meowkin?
I'm all for spending effort on that.
Okay. Well,
Yep.
we may need Two-Layer back for this, but we'll start the discussion of what do you want that resource to be? Like, what form do you want it to take? Is it to give you some examples? Is it bribing and buying a Spectre Star's technology personnel to the point that you know that they're not going to that they are going to fulfill? Is it that you have just happen to have a cyber ninja team, or or some sort of
From
stealth asset available? Um, something that
Mike.
was maybe included in your crew for whatever reason. Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking something like a stealth asset. Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay.
My mind was going.
Well, who did we bring with us? Nobody who really counts as a stealth asset, right?
No, but you've
No.
also got 84 other people on the ship.
Well, 78 now.
No, 84 is
Aw.
counting the -6.
Aww.
You had 90.
Ah,
Yeah, you got 84.
yeah, that makes the most sense. The other possibility would be that we somehow suborn Moses Baird or some of the other, Spectre Star guys to find out what the hell the Inspector got them into.
Okay. And it can be a combination of things. I'm not opposed to saying that a bioscion with metamorph happens to be amongst those 90 people. It is a little bit of a stretch because that's something that Marcus would have detected unless they were very good at staying away from Marcus.
Nah, I only need to look at them for one round.
Yeah, they'd have to be very good at staying away from Marcus. Like, never in the same section of the ship.
All right, I mean, that seems a little bit of a stretch, but
Mhm.
we could probably hire one. Question is, how in the world would we find one we could trust? Perhaps the Japanese people know something about that.
They might have. They do have their own scions. Their academy is not open to the public, which is why I haven't detailed any of it. It's not really academy. It's just individual guru teachers type stuff. And
I
all in
mean,
the Empire's employ. So
right. At the end of the day, we obviously need to hire somebody from Planet Film Noir in a trench coat with a drinking problem to follow this guy around until we get the answer we want. But I'm not sure that's a realistic option in your sector.
But those are all just examples. The ultimate solution here is going to be something that we all agree is engaging and realistic within the constraints of the setting and resources.
Well, Tally's dad didn't hate me. I'd try to put him up to it, but he does. So I guess NPC is you shouldn't have tried to sell him fake art with triangles drawn on it.
That's right. Shame on pre-campaign Isya. Okay.
I have so many questions about that. Like, why did they think that was a good idea? But
And you shall have answers in the future.
yeah, we'll see about that. Okay, so yeah, we definitely. I think putting a tail on this guy makes the most sense. It's just a question of what tail.
Now, do you want it to be an outside tail, an external tail, something that is following him, or an infiltration tail?
Well, we want to know who he contacts to report what went on here. Right?
I feel like an inside one is more difficult to conceive. Like, it's a little less plausible. But I feel like it'd be preferable if it was possible, right?
Well, we're
We
we're
don't have
basic.
any idea what this guy's plan, this inspector's plans are. Is the trouble?
Yeah.
Whew. he's going to report back to Porcelain theory suggests that really what we want following him is somebody who's good at electronic surveillance, not necessarily, Planet Trenchcoat Man. 'Cause he's probably not going to do that in person, given what we know, right?
Um, I'll no, I'll put a period on this. Izya's read on him was that the romantic liaisons were of a physical nature.
Okay, so no, he is going to contact someone in person. We do need him followed. Well, that's something.
Okay, so currently we're looking at uh, an infiltration asset.
Seems like it would pretty much have to be.
Okay. And is this outside? Is it someone that the Raza can have, or that Raza has on the ship and can be tasked to it? Maybe a special.
Well, here's a possible answer.
Okay.
Is there a reason this guy would be leaving Ka, or is he staying?
Yes. As soon as everyone is released, he's going to be taking this information that y'all get back to Spectre Star Technologies for further review.
Back to Spectre Star Technologies' office on Ka, office somewhere else. Do we know?
Office somewhere else, probably main headquarters,
Then,
or
it's
a
going to have
headquarters
to be
office.
one of the Spectre Star people who follows him.
Okay.
Not a lot else that makes any sense, right?
So if I'm hearing where you're going right or extrapolating, current plan is to turn one of the Spectre Starts staff. We'll go with one of the people that have faces here, and then they can earn a name from this. Going to turn one of them that has some experience or ability with infiltration work, and basically turn them into your asset through massive bribery, payoff, something like that.
Bribery, their resentment of nearly being killed by androids, small things like that.
Okay. Anyone have anything to add or oppose to that?
I need a reminder on Porcelain. So I know a little bit about her history with the Raza.
Mm-hmm.
Is she with Spectre Star now?
Yeah. So
Aren't they the
the
ones effectively holding her captive?
the history there is that she went. She was originally a Spectre Star's technology personnel. Um, Became a captain, the captain of the Raza. Lost her memory, and then was returned to Spectre Star Technologies. Was reminded of who she was and what her role was, and she, enraged, attacked the crew of the Raza. Since then, she after that she was able to flee. She became Oh, she wasn't able to flee. Sorry. She was captured by Jai. Um, she and crew.
Yeah.
She was given many reasons to suspect, many reasons to be suspicious of her relationship with Spectre Star Technologies. I'm going to say that this is all stuff that you guys can access from your files. Your mission team is high enough value that you've got access to all the trusted information. I said that before, and I'm including this in it. Um, and so she went back to Spectre Star Technologies with a hell of a lot of suspicion on her mind about her relationship with Spectre Star Technologies themselves. Eventually, she was turned over to Galactic Mandate and is, at this moment, sitting in a prison in Hyperion Station.
That makes it somewhat unlikely that Porcelain put this guy up to it, huh?
Conjugal visits.
But this was also the same guy that lured us into the trap with porcelain, right?
He is. Mm-hmm.
The thing I'm worried about here is if we tap one of the Spectre Star personnel as the tail, if there is in fact a higher up at Spectre Star who was willing to do all of this, anybody whose face they recognize from that mission team, from the Spectre Star mission team, is a disposable person for them.
Okay. Are you really too worried if one of them dies?
I mean, if they die before they get us the information we need, yes.
As part of the mechanical side of this, I will tell you that if your roll succeeds, then they will succeed, whether they die or not.
Like could be like left us a message to death drop.
That's right. Okay, yeah, we get a roll in this. It's not just like you say, oh, because you tapped the wrong person, they can't succeed.
Yeah,
he
no.
Yeah, he can't just say this doesn't work after we decide what to do.
Yeah, that would be a betrayal. I would consider that a betrayal.
He is a GM, but yeah, we would all be.
That's what I wanted to verify, that we weren't making up a plan that was doomed to failure.
No. I want to engage in this in full faith, and for you guys as players to have every reason to trust that everything's on the up and up. I will not genie it.
That way, later when you do genie it, we will be completely surprised and you can laugh maniacally.
Stop revealing my plans.
They're not particularly surprising plans for a dungeon master. I don't know what to tell you.
Does that resolve your concern there, Tular?
It does, yes.
Okay.
It does make me not want to use Bob for this, though. So who don't we like on the Spectre Spectrum?
Well, we had Moses as well.
Okay, did we like Moses?
Weird.
Look at that smile.
He's just a little puppy. A drowned puppy.
For using resources, you don't have to go with just the people that you've already developed a relationship with. Like, that's something that you could do through roleplay, probably.
Okay, the smirky dork at the bottom left of the Spectre Star personnel block.
Okay. The smirky dork, I like it.
I just don't like the looks of that person.
Oh, this one?
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I won't miss him.
Nope,
Knox, we've got a video here.
I agree. He's a smart.
Okay.
A smork.
I can disable video on my end. Okay, looks like you got it. Yep. There you go. You're good. Alright, so we're tapping Smirky Dork.
Again, just like you do.
There we go.
I'm sorry, what was that, Ben?
Nothing, don't worry.
Okay, sorry, your volume is very low, so I didn't hear you.
I was trying to unmute my mic, and I did, but I was just trying to say that maybe we make sure that the information the Spectre Star leaves with is dummy information.
Okay. That's going to be a roleplay conversation because Natsumi is not willing to, even though they seem to have reneged on or betrayed the contract, Natsumi is not willing to.
Mm.
So that is something you could use resources effort, war effort to accomplish, but you've only got one effort left, so you'd have to choose which you prefer.
It isn't worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me make note of Smirky Dork. The intent is that he is being bribed or basically offered some non-specific kind of compensation or payment for tailing Kai and finding out who who is it that tried to get you killed and why?
I'd even settle for who. We can ask why.
Okay.
It's easier to ask why if you can find out who.
This guy doesn't need to go like way out of his way. We just want the information.
Okay. Uh, yep. Lower demands on him is going to make the roll easier. Okay.
We don't need the guy to be a hero. We just need him to point the finger in the right direction. Plus, I mean, really, look at that face. How big a hero could he possibly be?
We really just expect the bare minimum from him.
He looks like that guy who got thrown off the Ninth Doctor's ship after he got an alien implant in his head.
All right. Well, right now, all I've got for Smirky Dork is tail Kai, find out who is trying to have you killed.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, I guess the why is kind of, well,
you know, if
maybe
you
they
can
weren't
get
even
why,
trying-
great. But
yeah, but, you know, like,
Well-
were they even trying to get us killed specifically, or is it just a matter of, you know...
as many details as possible.
Let me
Yeah.
put this in numbers for you. What I've written down so far is a difficulty 6. You are using assets, which assets were only 11, so that's only a +2, and you're in a -2 political environment, or a -2 hex for this. So you're rolling a straight 2d6.
Okay.
Trying to get more information is definitely a possibility, but will increase the difficulty of the roll.
No, I'll settle for who. Just, you know, anything more he can find out, we'd take it. That's all.
Okay. Going once. Anybody wants to add or object?
I'm still thinking about it. One of
Okay.
the questions that's important to me is where. But I don't know. Are we willing?
Well, okay, so how much does the difficulty increase per W word?
I'm gonna have to do it on a case-by-case basis. Sorry. What do you mean by where? Like, where what?
So if we've got the implication that this person is a romantic interest, but we don't know for certain that answering who is going to tell us where this person is located.
Okay.
And so being able to track them down seems like it's an important feature of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Yeah, I would include that in the who. If the roll succeeds and you get this single who, you'll also be told where.
Okay. I'm comfortable with that then.
He's going to have to call us from somewhere, right?
Yeah, he'll have to send
right,
the
but that's
information.
assuming that he's not like interacting with a dead drop or something.
Yeah, no, let's just say that if that were the case, if Inspector Kai just picked something up from a dead drop, then I'm not going to leave that to you. This agent on a successful roll will also eavesdrop or butter up Kai. He'll engage and interact in some way to get the full extent of this. Who is it and where? It's he will do the necessary steps.
I'm satisfied with that then.
Okay. Smitty Dork. That is now his name.
I think that would be pronounced Dorich, or maybe Doris, depending on what ethnicity of origin it is. But yeah.
Well, with a name like that, he's definitely from Lamiera, where they can choose their last name, and he chose that for some reason. Lamiera has a kind of Roman/Latin tendency in naming schemes.
That one's more like Romanian, or maybe probably in fact Albanian.
All
Would
right,
be my
so
case in the real world.
with that, the roll is a straight 2d6. Who wants to roll it? Oh, I just removed the Raza. You can roll it from the Raza, I think. Can you all click on the Raza? Should be able to.
Raza War. Works for me.
Yeah. Go ahead and skill is set to.
Oops.
Oh no. Uh, I'm going to be a generous GM here and say no. I want it rolled from the Raza War character sheet, and that way it
I
also
don't know
labels
how
it.
to do that, but fine. What who knows how to do that? Do that. Now that I've cursed it.
Is somebody pulling that up?
You're making it. Come on. You've got to make a
I don't
roll.
remember how to do it.
Hold down Shift and double click on the token. That should bring you up to the character sheet. Go ahead and click on character sheet if it didn't put you there automatically.
Okay, there we go.
And on the top right, you see a box named Quick Rolls. Around the middle of that, the fourth option is a +0 for skill.
And we are not proficient.
It actually doesn't matter in this case, but I would in the future have you just keep that as yes. There it is, a Raza War skill roll that is better than 6. You have tapped Smitty Dork to buddy up with Kai, tail him, basically in whatever manner is successful, find out who is trying to have you killed and where they're located. Any additional information he can come up with, he will also report.
Smitty Dorch.
Smitty Dork. Okay. With that final expenditure of mission effort, and that one being a per mission expenditure, I would say. Not that it matters at the very end here. You guys are basically free to. This mission is over, unless there are anything else. There's anything else that you want to do. You'll be released from um from the from Shogunate custody. Um, Shogunate will provide to you all a fully detailed packet of the information recovered from the computers and the black box, and then turn that over to Spectrestar Technologies. The androids are being kept by Shogunate as aggressors, as a aggressive third party. This was part of the deal that Inspector Kai made to not be considered part of that aggressor. That they weren't us. Now you can keep them.
Question: is Dex breaking up for anyone else?
No, not for me.
Aim through fine air.
Okay, it's just me.
Sorry. Your Discord's dying. Oh no. Oh, we're almost done here. If you want to disconnect and come back, that'd be fine too. And you won't really be able to access the site for pretty much the full 2 weeks of that storm. On top of that, Shogunate says that the site is effectively theirs once you've all determined that your dig has been completed, which is when Spectrestar Technologies leaves. So they're kind of claiming ownership of the site as the ruling government over Ka.
That's fine, I think, so long as they tell us what they find.
Okay. Yeah, Natsumi agrees to that. So is there anything else that you want to do before heading on back to Kamiego with your ship doubly booked with freed slaves?
Oh yeah, I forgot about those guys. I mean, did any of them want to stay on Ka?
if
Nice
give
there.
Yeah, if given the option, then some of them will leave and stay on Ka.
It's not really my thing, but you know, we could just leave them here, and then we don't have to take them back. Maybe that's okay.
I mean, yeah, they're free. They're free people to us now, right?
Mhm.
So far as we're concerned, I mean, I guess I don't know. Do we want to get the whole discussion of for their own good?
I mean, we have to ask an important question here. From pretty much anybody else's perspective, aside from Raza's, these people are refugees. How are they going to be received by Ka?
They'll basically be punted out to a flotilla city.
Planet of billions of people. They'll find somewhere to be. It might not be nice.
It's very unlikely that they'll find a place in the city because homeless just isn't something that you deal with in a city hundreds of meters off the seafloor when there's billions of people living on the sea.
They're gonna get on a boat, is what he's saying.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, if we realistically explain that option and they want to do it, that's fine.
Okay. There are a couple that actually were taken from Ka, so they're happy to return, and they'll convince a few of their friends that they've made here that it's a good life, it's free, and they really sell on you're free as fuck out there as long as you don't die to a storm.
Yeah, no, it's straight up Kevin Costner down there. I mean,
Yup. And free is relative. They're still under the thumb of whoever is ostensibly the captain of their little flotilla, but that's still a hell of a lot more freedom than a lot of places have. So yeah, let's say that an even dozen leave to return to Ka or go to Ka. Well then, with that, there is one last thing for me to relate to you, and that is that as you are leaving the Sword Garden and Inspector Kai's ship, and it goes a different direction than yours to reach a horizon. He takes a slightly longer path just to make sure that he's not, around you guys. You're traveling to the horizon, and Marcus and Isya. There's another pulse.
Nice.
It sweeps through you. You're not even in metaspace. You're still making your way there. It sweeps through you. It has similar effects as last time. At full strength, those effects had dwindled down over a few days after the last pulse to until they got down to nothing, and now it's all back.
told you it wasn't done.
Did we just like leave over the screaming objections of Tally's father?
Yes.
That's about right.
And Tally's fine with that.
Yeah, he's probably going to lodge a
Yeah.
lot of very official protests that will get a lot of very official nowhere. It'll be fine.
Natsumi did not seem terribly impressed with his attempts to exert authority over her.
He's a self-important jerk that's no longer actually important.
I mean, you say that, and then next
Thanks
time,
to Izya, right?
a bunch of cracked pirate assassins board our boat.
Yeah, well.
This is going to be the second time that Izya has flouted his authority to his great embarrassment. He's never going to forgive you.
I mean, in fairness, it sounds like he was never going to forgive me before he knew I was still alive. So, I mean, really, nothing has changed except he knows I'm alive.
So I'll ask one final question here before closing out the session. Are you heading straight back to Kamiego?
Nope. There's a new pulse. It's time to investigate.
Okay. Well,
Are you with me, Marcus? Or are we going to blow this thing off? Again.
Who knows?
I don't actually know what you said.
Find out next episode of.
Darkstar
don't know.
Wars.
Psychic mutiny. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, this sounds like something that would be fantastic to write out a quick argument in favor of blowing it off, Aura, and what you think the course of action should be. Give me
Didn't we
Give
have a
me a-
hint before we departed for this mission?
I'm sorry?
Didn't we have a scheme to attack this before we departed for this mission? I feel like I remember deciding that we didn't need to investigate it right then, and now it's trying to blow our brains up again, so we're obviously wrong.
You had permission if you had taken the Audruma Freedom mission. You had permission to go straight to Audruma under that mission's docket.
And stay for this. Okay. You just really want to get a follow-up on your YA series, huh?
Absolutely. I've been dying to find out what happens next.
I regret ever having helped you name, conceive, and plot that.
Uh-huh.
I feel very bad about it. Just deeply embarrassed.
You should. Very embarrassed. But yeah, if you're proposing that the hedgehog do anything except go straight back to Kamiego, please write that out over the next couple of days. Give me enough time to lean into the prep, and let's go ahead and take this session into review.